Welcome to another exciting episode of the Business of Digital podcast, featuring your hosts, Matt Stiltala and Dave Rohr. Hey everybody, it's nice to be here. We're lucky enough to have a special guest with us, Kenny Hyder, with Hyder Media. Welcome, Kenny.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And of course, we have Dave Rohr as well. How's it going, Dave?
Somewhere here. My microphone's working today.
Yes, it's always good when, we have a guest and everything is working somewhat how it should. So we're excited to have Kenny on today because, Dave and I don't do a whole lot with affiliate marketing. And one of the things that we had been talking about that we wanted to do, Kenny, was have a guest on that could share some insights as to what affiliate marketing, the affiliate marketing landscape looks like in general right now. I have a bunch of friends that were in the, hotel airport type game and booking type stuff. And they've basically been put out of business almost. And I know some other people in some different areas of affiliate marketing. And, believe it or not, most people don't know this about me, but I actually started in this industry making money with affiliate marketing. I actually made a pretty decent amount. It's kind of, what helped me launch and get started. So I definitely have a fond background and a love for affiliate marketing, but I would love to just kind of hear your take on just in general where things are at and what you're seeing and anything that you'd love to share with us. So again, welcome to the show and let's just jump into it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's really interesting because it seems like, a lot of us kind of have had our hands in affiliate at some point. And it's always interesting to hear those stories because it's like the backgrounds that we've all come from are so far and diverse, but it seems like we all do the same stuff, but really, we're all over the place. Just the nature of kind of, what we all do for a living and stuff. But yeah, affiliate's really interesting. So it was always, for me, I didn't start an affiliate by any means, but it was always like this kind of illustrious thing. When I first started doing conferences and, meeting people in the industry and stuff, it was always like, oh, wow, there's all these people out there making all this money that seems like magic in this world called affiliate marketing, and I need to know about this. You know what I mean? Because I was always just so focused with clients and trying to get that kind of business going. I never really, was introduced to it until, several years into my career, but it's kind of a fascinating thing, isn't it? It's like there's so many different assets of affiliate style marketing, and there's so many different industries and stuff and everything. It's kind of interesting to hear. What was your start? What niche were you playing in when you first started, Matt?
So there was a couple of them. One of them we were in the flat screen TV niche, gotcha. Portable DVD player.
Oh wow!
Again, this was way back in the day, and then also a big majority of it was just creating content and just AdSense, to be honest with you. And then it was, we were a part, I'll share this little sob story with you, but we, don't feel too bad because we did make a lot of money from them before they, as Google does every once in a while, they change their terms of service without letting anybody know, and all of a sudden you're banned.
They would never do that.
And
never do that.
But we, we would be spending $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month in ad spend, but it was making us $120,000, $150,000 a month. And so we were in this, we were mid-month, and we were at about 80,000 made and about 15,000 spent, and everything changed. And it was one of those deals where you couldn't send ads to an orphan page or something like that.
Arbitrage.
And so, yes. Yeah. And so basically we were left in the hole. So we didn't get that $82,000 or whatever it was, close to 80,000. And we had to pay, for clicks, they make you pay. And anyway, but luckily up to that point we had made a lot and we'd been smart with it and, invested in other things and stuff. But that was kind of what made me think, and I don't know if any of you have any similar stories, but that's kind of what made me think about, all right, I need to figure out real products. I need to figure out real services. I need to figure out what I can do. And, that's kind of, and this was around 2003, 2004. And that's when we started selling mattresses online. And I have two mattress companies that I've, had forever. And yes, I sell a mattress in a box, and I've been doing it longer than any of these that you've been hearing of recently.
So you got out, Matt, in about 2004.
Yes.
So when Florida hit, I had a really thin website that was cranking out pop-unders, pop-ups, art.com, affiliate stuff. Like I had all sorts of affiliate stuff on there, and it was cranking money for me every month. And I knew I had a thin site, and I knew it had all sorts of problems, but it was cranking out money for me. And then Florida hit, and then it just killed that site. And I was like, all right, time to move on.
Well, and the other thing that did it for me, and then we'll give Kenny a chance to talk because he is our guest here today. But the other thing that did it for me was, you're creating these thin pages and content and driving traffic to it, and I started seeing, okay, well, I can somewhat, I can kind of not feel bad about sending people to Paris Hilton pages or Kate Upton or whatever. But then when it started being like Nick Berg and the beheading stuff, what was going on, and there were so many people searching for that kind of stuff, and you start to realize, okay, well, I'm profiting off of that kind of, it just didn't feel right to me. And I just, that's kind of when things started getting icky, and we just kind of left that whole, what's hot in the news right now type deal and tried to go legit. But any stories similar to that, Kenny?
Yeah, so it's interesting because, with affiliate, I've never really been an affiliate of actual physical products. Like the majority of my experience in the affiliate world is, almost lead gen in a sense, signups or calls or whatever. Okay. So like a lot of what I'm doing right now is just straight click to call ads, right? So I just get paid per call if, depending on the client, if the call goes anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds or whatever, I make a commission. So it's interesting because that, and the other kind of odd thing is, given, my background and how most people know me, I've never done affiliate marketing as an SEO. It's all paid, right? So it's kind of like it's been a transition for me, because it's just kind of a easy to turn on kind of thing. But for me, it's kind of just like, what I look to do is kind of strip it down, right? I don't want to do any content. I'm tired of writing. I don't need to write some BS about something that I don't really know about or care, So what I'm trying to do is just kind of, okay, let's use ad platforms and then monetize, my ability to run ads. You know what I mean? So I've never really done that, like had a site that got traffic that monetized and stuff. It's all just been, ads to landing pages or ads to, click to call ads and stuff like that. But, it is interesting what you're saying because we all have our repertoire of the industries we've worked in and some of us know some of the places we played in. And it is interesting because it's like, there's so much money out there with all these different weird things and, like mattresses. What are you talking about? Like, oh yeah, well, I guess everyone has a bed. You don't think about some of these little caveats of things that, are potential money makers. But yeah, for me, it's like all, service based. So it's like dating or auto glass or, stuff like that, where there's not, people aren't buying a product, they're buying, a service or they're, it's like a lead kind of thing. But it is interesting when you think about, what you were saying is like, oh, well, this kind of is getting dark. And, I've done a lot of stuff in payday and I've done stuff in gambling and all these like semi, or really shady industries. And you kind of, at the end of the day, you kind of think about that and you're like, ooh, I'm helping this industry.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to be helping this industry.
But that actually brings up a good point. It makes me want to ask the question of, so with that in the shady industry, do you see, do you see anything on the horizon of certain industries getting put out of business because of Google or within? Talk 100%. On that first.
So here's the big thing. So, one of the, lead gen affiliate projects I have going right now is in auto glass, right? So just click call ads and then I send them to a client and they answer the phone. If they go, longer than whatever, I make a commission, right? So I've been slowly kind of opening up clients all over the country. I started out on the East Coast and, got a bigger client working there. And then I tried to, open up. I did Florida and Texas, and now we're doing California. So a couple months ago, I started opening up, the Bay Area geos. And, I built out the campaigns, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty, cut and paste kind of thing. Like, change the ad, name of the client, change the phone number, for me, because it's just all, it's all AdWords, right? But I got put into this weird thing a couple months ago. So basically what's happening is Google is, launching this whole new home services platform, right? So because the Bay Area is one of the test cities for this home services ads thing, I just got like kicked into this queue. And at first I had no idea what happened, right? I put ads up, the ads went live for like a day and a half, and then they came back disapproved and said, unsupported business, which didn't make any sense because that account already has a bunch of other clients all over the country running this, same ads. So I called in and I'm like, okay, what is this? I tried, how it is, like an ad comes back disapproved, you like change a letter or something and then resubmit it to try to get it to stick again, and that worked like 2 times, but it kept coming back unsupported like a day later. So I finally get on the phone and they're like, oh no, we've got, this is the Google Home Services ad platform, and they've got like their own app that they want you to use, and it's not, it's not in AdWords, and it's like they're trying to separate out this whole thing. But so it's really crazy. So what they're doing is, for some reason they're including, auto glass in the home services category, right? And I had this whole debate about it when I read their whole policy and stuff, because it's like, auto glass, people don't come into your home. It's not a home service. It's a outside your home service. It's not exactly that, but they still kind of cued it into the same category. So what they have is like this whole platform for home services based businesses. And what they do, it's really interesting. So they put you through this process, and Google runs background checks on all of your employees, right? Any employee that services a customer, a background check on every employee, right? And they run a background check on all of your employees. Wow. So I went through this process with one of my clients, right?
Any employee?
And it was kind of like, at first it seemed kind of sketchy because none of these employees are already employed. They're already, they already have a job. They've already been through this process. But they do this like background check verification thing and then they also do like a video Skype call to verify that you have an actual brick and mortar and all of this stuff, right? And then what you get is access to this home services ad platform. And when you search for any home service in that area, what comes up is this like giant ad, right? It's an ad to us, but not to most people, right? It's like a big box result, and it has Google guarantee businesses on it, right? So Google actually puts up a money back guarantee for these businesses that they allow, that allow them to do these background checks and stuff, because it's like this, verified home services business. We know that this is legit, blah, 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 trusted vendors, but it's still ads. It's not a recommended listing. It's an ad that you have to pay for. So, it's really interesting. I've been kind of playing with this a little bit the past 6 months or so. And, this is going to, I don't know when they're planning on launching this, nationwide or whatever. Right now, as far as I know, it's only in a few cities in California and Arizona, I think. But I know that they're going to be expanding. But to me, it's like, we're all familiar with Google like taking over our SERPs, right? It's like, okay, there's no more SEO is dead. Like everyone understands, like, okay, this is getting harder, right? SEO isn't dead, obviously, but the ability for Google to put whatever it wants at the top of the page has always been there, and now they're really going after it. So I think, as far as industries and stuff where there's traditionally been a lot of, revenue potential with affiliate is, first of all, home services are dying, right? Like Home Advisor, is probably scared as hell right now because
and Thumbtack and Home Advisor,
all of these massive behemoths of sites that have they're just, that's all. They're all just affiliate sites, really. At the end of the day, it's not like they, Home Advisor doesn't employ anyone that fixes stuff. You know what I mean? But Google's taken all of this over.
Well, I saw something. Something I saw that was interesting. You guys both know Annie Cushing. She was recently trying to sell her vehicle, and she was like, I went to Craigslist and I got one guy that tried to say he would give me a check, and I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and boom, it was sold within
same day.
I got what I wanted within. Yeah, exactly. And so it just got me thinking about it. Another one of those type of list type sites or businesses that probably is going to be hurt from something like that.
And I think home services, it makes sense. Obviously Google wants to take over all of everything that Home Advisor has built up, because Home Advisor does really well for home services and organic, and they do they have ads and all that. But I think next is think about any type of business where there's money made in a commission style, right? Like the biggest one that screams to me is real estate, right? Once they figure out this home services stuff, forget about Remax. Like you want to search for houses, Google's going to have you. Google's going to be a realtor soon. You know what I mean? Like they're going to go after all of the big things. Car sales. They already have we've seen. I know we both have some friends in common that have played a lot in the car space and stuff like that, and I know. They've been kind of going after that. They take over, they do these snippet things. They keep people on Google so that they can make the ad revenue and cut out the middleman. And I think
at what point does the government step in, or at one point, or can anyone at this point? But at one point, does someone say, Google, you're too big?
They're not doing anything illegal. They're playing their game, and we're trying to, we're trying to be a part of the team, right? We're playing in their rules, in their field, with their tools.
Right.
It's all them, So it's like, at the end of the day, like, I want to get mad too. Obviously, as marketers, we understand, like, oh, this is annoying. These guys are just killing everything. But what are they? They're not. First of all, they're not doing anything malicious. They're not harming anyone. And if anything, you can make a pretty decent argument. And I'm sure I'll get some flack for this, but you can make an argument that Google is making things better for people, even though it's all better for them too,
Yeah. Well, it got me thinking about how forever with the mattress stuff that we did, I resisted sites like Amazon, and now, fast forward years after finally becoming a part of it and selling about a mattress a day on Amazon,
right.
I'm a believer. And yeah, the fees suck, and yeah, all the crap that we got to go through sucks, but you know what? If we weren't on Amazon, that would be another platform, another form of revenue that we'd be missing out on. So, totally get what you're saying and agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And we all want to whine and talk about, oh my gosh, look at what Google's doing and they're just taking over. But it's like, okay, well, there's 3 people on this podcast, and there's also 3 people that make money because of Google. Like we're in their world, like get over it and just embrace it. Like for me, that's kind of like, the biggest thing for me the past few years is really like, well, rather than trying to combat and argue against changes, that's fruitless. There's no point in that.
Figure out how to take advantage of it.
So figure out how to, exactly. How do you adapt yourself? How do you run with the changes? Okay, I'll become different now because things are changing.
Well, and we've talked about it before, Matt, but it's like all of the eggs in one basket. So, Kenny, you used to be SEO, now you're PPC, and now you're not only just PPC, but you're also now looking at this. I don't even know what their little app or the secondary PPC market within Google. I mean, and then there's also Facebook, and there's so many different places that you could go and, try to target people. And it's just interesting that and you're just an affiliate. Now think about someone else that, is running a small business like that. So they could talk to you to leverage you as an affiliate, which, is a PPC affiliate, not even an SEO person, or they could leverage a Thumbtack Home Advisor. They could leverage a Google. They could leverage a Facebook. Like there's so many different places. And I know we started talking about affiliate and we've kind of gone all over the place, but for me, the affiliate and using an affiliate is just like another channel, whether it's Facebook, Google. If that affiliate is bringing you traffic, if you're driving sales, most of those people don't care if you're doing it on Facebook. They don't care if you're doing it in Google. They just know that you, the affiliate, are driving them calls, driving them sales.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
And I think
right. And it's really, it's like new evolution too. Like, so you all are a little bit older than me in terms of the industry. I didn't start in this industry until 2004, so you guys have some time on me. But my first few years, affiliate marketing was like this mystery word that was like, oh, that's what the smart people do. What is that? And it was like mysterious and illustrious. Now, affiliate marketing is just like, you tell someone you do affiliate marketing and they understand what that means. It's the same as like being like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm in sales.
Yeah.
Right. Salespeople, like this is everywhere. Everyone used to be a salesperson, right? And at the end of the day, affiliate marketing is the same thing. Okay, well, yeah, I'm just in online sales. It's just a matter of, well, a good salesperson could get a job anywhere, and they have a good resume, and they play this game of like, higher up the ladder of, better positions, better companies, bigger fish, whatever. Affiliate marketing is the same thing. It's just like, oh, well, I want to make some money on things that aren't mine. So I'm going to go find out where those people are that want to buy them and try to insert myself in the middle and, play that role. It's the same, it's the same thing.
Well, and here's another perspective of it too. Our second mattress company was launched because of affiliate marketing. For example, we reached out to a ton of people on YouTube, influencers, and we set them all up with their own codes. And basically, before we even launched, after doing this, we were doing around 80,000 in sales a month, and it was all just with affiliate marketers. And so, anyway, Kenny, I appreciate a lot of your insights and what you've shared here. I guess one of the conferences that I speak a lot of conferences, as do the both of you.
Yeah.
One of the ones that's kind of eluded me forever has been the Affiliate Summit, and so I know that you're. How long have you been speaking at Affiliate Summit?
I think my first one was maybe 2011 or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, to be honest.
So quite a while.
Yeah, a little while. Yeah.
And so, why don't you just share with us before in wrapping this up? Why don't you share with us when you're going to be speaking at the next Affiliate Summit, where it is, what you're speaking on,
the next Affiliate Summit is in January at the Paris Hotel in Vegas. I think it's the week before my birthday. My birthday's the 13th, and it's the week before that, and I speak on Monday. I don't know exactly the day. I think it's like, I guess I have a calendar.
I think that would be the Monday. That would be the first.
The first. No, it's not. It's not the first. It's
probably the second.
The 8th. The 8th. That's what it is. Okay. January 8th.
January 8th
in Vegas. Affiliate Summit's great. So I got into that conference. It's industry kind of thing. It's almost like cronyism in a sense, but it's really, we're all just friends. You know what I mean? So you get introductions that way. But yeah, Affiliate Summit's a great conference. I really, really like that.
And what are you going to be speaking on?
It's going to be, I'm doing a session, me and Tony Wright have a session on conversion rate optimization for paid and organic. So we're going to be doing some CRO stuff on there. And it's a great conference. I don't know if, I don't know what your audience is like, whatever, but if, I know it's probably pretty heavy in the PubCon crowd and there's not a ton of overlap, but Affiliate Summit is such a great, it's really come a long way the past couple of years. They actually just sold and stuff, it's getting even better. But yeah, I really love that conference. I'm really excited for this session too, because I typically at Affiliate Summit I've done a bunch of SEO stuff in the past, because it's kind of like it's a great conference for people like us because it's not an agency focused conference. This is like more of a business focused conference. So there's opportunity for clients and stuff like that there. But it'll be fun to kind of get into doing a little bit more, and that's kind of what I've been doing, more recently, is trying to get my speaking gigs out of the SEO realm and talking about more of the stuff that I'm kind of doing more, recently. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope. Are you guys going to be there?
My wife will be, so I will be home with the kids.
Oh, nice.
She's
our queen.
She'll be on the panel with I forget who she'll be on a panel with. Adam and I forget who else. They'll be doing like SEO site review stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
She always does that.
Session. Yeah.
I think it's her and Polk.
Yeah. Speaking of Adam's been trying to get me to come forever. I haven't, but
it's a great.
Vegas is
I need to. So it's good that we're talking about this, but
also Vegas for me would be lovely in just January when it'll be snowing and like 20 here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which, Kenny, you used to work at a company out this way. You know how nasty it can be.
Chicago winters are the worst. I'm so glad now. So I have a rule. I don't travel anywhere on a plane where it's snowing. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you live in LA. That's easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, you know what? That's the same rule that I have, Kenny. So fist bump. All right. Well, Kenny, we appreciate you being on again. You can find Kenny just by searching for Kenny Hyder online anywhere. Hyder Media is his business name. He's speaking at Affiliate Summit coming up in January, on January 8th. And so, again, thank you for being a part of the show, Kenny.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
All right. For Dave Rohr, I'm Matt Sofola, another Business Digital podcast coming to you. And appreciate you guys joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye.